to my channel. Well, we're cooking today. Today we're making shrimp scampi and we're making strawberry shortcake. I don't cook that often. I'd like to cook. I don't cook that often. But we're just gonna make these little dinners, you know, and whatnot. And let's take you guys along with me and show you how I do it. Because I'm a pretty decent cook, if I do say so myself. And I said so myself. So you can join me. I've got the pot started. I'm just gonna make some spaghetti for my younger brother because he doesn't like intricate dishes. He just wants the noodles. So that's what this is for. And then I'm gonna start prepping for the cakes. Okay, so I'm just gonna very quickly clean these strawberries because I bought them earlier today. But you know, it's always good to clean your fruit. If you don't know how to clean your fruit, like washing them, because you should always wash your fruits and vegetables before you eat them. Pour a little bit of vinegar. Like, I want to say a 2-to-1 ratio to water. And then you can add a little bit of baking soda, and that'll clean your fruits and vegetables. So this is how the strawberries look, and essentially you can just let them soak for about 15 minutes. So then that way they don't taste like vinegar and you can just rinse them again. I'm just gonna quickly chop some tomatoes. I know shrimp scampi typically doesn't have tomatoes in it, but I did want to add some just because I think it'll add a little bit of extra flavor and a little bit of color to the dish, because I feel like it's a pretty plain dish in of itself. So I'm just gonna cut a good bit of them up and set them aside to be cooked. So I'm adding spinach and tomatoes to this dish, even though typically it's just like an olive oil, like lemon sauce, the pasta and the shrimp. I'm just gonna add these ingredients and I think it'll turn out well. I'm in no ways a professional cook, but you know, I try my best and that's what matters, and it turns out good. So I'm not really 100% sure how many of these to use because they are gonna get slightly smaller. Maybe about this much. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm gonna rinse this cutting board off because I will need to use it for the strawberries though. Alright, since I've rinsed the cutting board, I'm gonna add hot water to this bag of frozen shrimp we got from the farmer's market earlier today, just so that way it can kind of thaw out while I work on these noodles. Okay, now that this water has started to heat up a bit, I'm gonna go ahead and add this spaghetti for my brother. Honestly, he's a baby, so he doesn't need much. So I'm just gonna do about that much, maybe a little bit more. Because he did say he was hungry. I'm just gonna do about that much. And then I'm gonna go cook this up because today we're using linguine and they're fresh noodles. All right, now that the pasta is cooking and the Alexa timer has gone off, we can go ahead and start prepping our strawberries. I've already rinsed these off, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the tops off of all of them, and then I'm going to cut them into like slices. I feel like slices is the best word because these are gonna go in between the layers of the cake and on top of the cake, but it's gonna be like flat. So I'm just gonna cut off the tops of them. So I'm just gonna set them up like this, and I'm just gonna cut them like that. So I'm just gonna set the strawberries up like this, cut them like that, so they're little slices like these. And you can just cut them up until you have a little plate like this. Oops, no! Like a plate like this. Now over to my brother's pasta. I'm just gonna check really quickly to see if it's done, and it looks like it is. So what I'm gonna do is turn off the stove. I'm gonna drain this pot of water, and then we can serve it to him, and then we'll get started on our noodles. Now that we've filled our pot back up with water, we're gonna add a bit of salt to the water. It doesn't matter what kind of salt you use, but this time I am using sea salt. As for the noodles, I'm not gonna add until the water starts to boil again, but I'm using this fresh herb linguine. So we're just gonna put it in here. And each one of these knots is for about a person each. And since there are 5 of us excluding the baby, I'll use this pack and a little bit of this other one that I have here. Okay, in a separate pan, we're gonna add some butter. About this much maybe? Maybe a little bit more, like that much. We're gonna add that there. It's on high heat, by the way. And then we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil as well. About that much. That's gonna melt really quickly. And then what I'm going to do, if I can find it, is grab some garlic and I'll put it in here. And I'm too lazy to mince garlic, so I'm just gonna add some garlic powder, honestly, to this mixture. Uh-oh, the heat's too high. Heat is too high. This isn't looking too good, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's been a while since I've made this. I think we might have to restart. Because it should not be this color, I will tell you that. Yeah, it's supposed to be medium low heat. I misread my notes. So that's on me, and I found immediately where my mistake was. So now we can fix it. Thankfully, we still have enough ingredients. But make sure you read carefully, you guys, because stuff like that can happen. And that's not good, you know? So, put in the same amount of butter, same amount of olive oil, and we're gonna wait for that to melt down a bit. About that much. And now we can get it going, like actually. Now that it's melted, I will go ahead and add the garlic powder. Just kind of mix it around, make sure it's well incorporated. And this is more of the color that you want. I don't know if you can see. Move it like that way. Oh, you caught a glimpse. You caught a glimpse, a little look. And I will add some lemon juice here. Have a little mix. And I will also go ahead and add all of my seasonings into here. So I'm gonna add garlic, I'm gonna add some onion, I'm going to add some chili pepper flakes, the lemon's already added, and I will add a little bit of salt and pepper. Now this is about 2 pounds of shrimp that we got from the farmer's market. I'm not gonna add all of this in here at once. I'm gonna cook it in batches, I think, because this is a lot of shrimp and I'm cooking for my whole family, so yeah. The water is almost ready. So I'm gonna let this cook down a little bit. I'm gonna put a lid on top of this. All right, and now that the lid is on top, we can start worrying about the noodles. All right, like I said, I am using this linguine. Or is that how you say it? I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna open this up. Take a little bundle. Dip it into the water here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Gonna dip it into the water like that. And I'm gonna let these ones cook. And then I will cook the other ones as well. These ones honestly don't need to cook for long. Because, you know, they're not like hard or anything. Like how we buy normal noodles. So they don't need to cook for long. I'm also going to quickly rinse this spinach because, like I said, I'm adding spinach instead. I'm going to do about half this batch, I think. And this is cold water. Just give her a bit of a toss in here. As for the cake, I forgot that you need vegetable oil to make it, and I didn't read the box when I got it, so it didn't occur to me to buy any vegetable oil, and we don't have any here, so I sent my dad to the store, and he's gonna pick up vegetable oil for us. We do have eggs, and obviously we have water. Normally I do make cake from scratch, and I do in my notebook right there. Normally I do make the cake from scratch, but I'm not doing all that today. I'm not doing all that today. So box cake, easy peasy, and that's it. Okay, so in a mixing bowl, obviously you're gonna add cake mix. Then you're gonna add 1 cup of water, half a cup of vegetable oil, and 3 eggs. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Then we're gonna open this oil that my dad got for us. He got me a small bottle because I don't need much, and he's correct. So this is 1/4 of a cup. Just gonna go 1 and 2. Easy peasy, right? Sink is right there. Then 3 eggs, cracked, and 3. Go in here. I'm gonna rinse my hands really quickly. Mix and then wash my hands. Okay. Yeah, oil the pan. And oh, not that much. Now on the other side of the kitchen, we've got these noodles, and they're almost done. They're not quite there yet. Oh my goodness, almost died. See, they're not quite there yet. They're almost there. We just gotta wait a little while longer while they continue to boil and get on my nerves. I think it does need a little bit more water though, because the water's a little bit low compared to when I put the water in there, you know, because I believe it doubles in size, but I did not take that into account. Also, the first batch of shrimp is done, so I just went ahead and started on the second. Surprisingly, everything is going well. I did a little taste test. It tastes fine. We're just gonna let this keep cooking. Just a little mix. We're gonna close it back up. Now back to the other side of the kitchen. We are going to take the same measuring cup that we dumped in the sink from the oil. We're gonna use this measuring cup to measure in how much batter we want into each of these. I found that this is just an easier way, like a more mess-free way to do this. I say as it drips everywhere. Like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill the whole baking sheet with batter. We are now back to the other side of the kitchen after I added some water. and it's back to a rolling boil. The noodles are nearly done now, or this first batch, I guess. Although I don't know if I'll need to cook anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and take the lid off this top, give this a mix around, and the shrimp are done. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off the heat. Turn that side of the stove off. Just give it a little mix. And let it sit here for a second to cool down so I can transfer it to another thing. Now that everything's almost done, I'm going to add the spinach to this water, or this pasta water. And because it's an herb pasta, the spinach will pair really well with it. I went ahead and rinsed the, what is it called? The cake batter bowl. I went ahead and rinsed that, cleaned that bowl, and now I'm just waiting for the oven to preheat. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I totally forgot about the tomatoes. So now I'm in a bit of a dilemma. What should I do? Should I add the tomatoes to the shrimp, or should I leave it? Because if I leave it, then I have to use the tomatoes for something else because I've already cut them up. But that pot is kind of small for shrimp, for everything. So what is there to do? We'll have to see. I think I'm gonna add the tomatoes. There aren't many, so I'm just gonna throw them in the bowl or in the pot. And then I'll put the lid on. Put it on a low heat. And then that way, we can have it with it. Okay, now that that's decided, I'm gonna go ahead and put these muffins in the oven right here. No, it's not done, baby. Because I have to bake it. Okay, so the food is pretty much done. So I'm gonna show you how it looks. All right, so we've got some pretty contrasting colors here. We've got the red, like orangey tone of the shrimp, and then we've got the greens for the pasta here. So I think it'll make for a really, really beautiful pasta. So this is gonna be my bowl for tonight. Yeah. So I'll let you guys know how it tastes, and I'll let you know what my family thinks of it. But the muffins, or the cake for, it's so low, hold on. That is exponentially better. So for the cakes are still in the oven. They have about 10-ish minutes left in the oven, and then after that they need to cool, and then I can cut them in half, add the strawberries, icing, and it'll be all good. So I'll see you when I do that. But first, let's do a taste test. Ooh, I'm kind of scared. Kind of nervous. I haven't cooked in like months, so I'm very nervous, y'all. We'll take some tomato, pasta, shrimp. And this did just get off the stove, so it's hot. Live reaction from my mother. We'll see how she likes it.
Okay, pasta is creamy. The shrimp is very juicy and flavorful. Oh. 10 out of 10, I eat again.
That's what I said. We're about to get my dad's live reaction.
It's good. I like it.
So I'd say dinner was a success, as it always is when I cook. But the muffins are nearly done, or the cakes. The cakes are nearly done. So I'm gonna finish that too. But I'm first gonna finish my dinner. All right, the muffins are done. Alexa just went off. So I'm gonna take them out of the oven and put them aside to cool. Okay, now that these have cooled down, I'm cutting them in half, adding some icing, which I also did not make from scratch because I'm not doing that tonight. And then adding the strawberries in between them. So then that way, they kind of look like little mini strawberry hamburgers.
Mommy. Yeah. You should try this. It's very good.
Okay, are you done, Lala?
I'm pretty much done, yeah.
Done recording?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me turn this on. Okay.
You want one?
Try one, yeah.
Here you go. You can have the one I just made.
Okay. This is very cute.
It's good?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Milo, you're right. It's very good.
Yep, I'm right. Hey, Daddy, you should try this. It's very good. You too, Joshua. You too, Joshua.
So they say, I knew it, meat and dessert. And this is just the, what's this supposed to be, Shrek?
Yeah.
It is good. Shrimp Scampi.
Shrimp scampi with tomatoes and,
Am I good to get one?
yeah. All right, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did. Okay, bye.